G'day guys, Luke here. Welcome back to another video. In Tesla guys, we are doing the Reptile update for August 2024. This is part 2. We are in the snake room. Even though we've got 2 goannas in this room, there's 16 snakes to cover off, plus the 2 goannas. Now the 2 enclosures that we're looking at here has with my brown tree snakes, Willow and Diablo. Before we have a look at the snakes, the enclosures themselves are 70 centimeters long. In the enclosures themselves, we've got the hay pads which are underneath actually. We've got aspen bedding as a substrate, hides, water bowl, fake plants, branches, backing, and a light strip. We'll check over to Willow. Willow's not doing too bad. She's just off food for the cooler months of the year. We are approaching spring here in Australia, so hopefully as the weather warms up, she'll start eating again. She's still striking at my face, not the most friendliest of snakes, but we can work with that, and hopefully she'll start eating again soon. Her partner crime, he's the polar opposite to Willow. Now he's just tucked away in his little cave at the moment, so I'll put up clips of the animals as today is feeding day, so you get to see that as well, so bonus. Diablo, he's doing very well. He's still eating food. He's a very calm brown tree snake. I'm getting him out, play with him. I never have to worry about him biting me. He's very, very happy, very friendly, and overall he's just watching the world go by. Nothing too dramatic on his end. On the next shelf down houses my 2, well, I can't say children pythons because one is a spotted python and the other one's a children python. In this enclosure here, we've got Caesar, who is my male blonde spotted python. Currently off thread as well. He's not the most friendly snakes. He and Willow are very similar in attitude where if I got to touch him or pick him up, they'll start being skittish and flighty. And once they feel cornered, they will strike out in defense. So usually I tend to leave them 2 alone. But saying that, Caesar, even though he's off food, he's doing just fine and doing what Caesar does best, is hide away, and you don't really see him as often. He and Valentino, who is his neighbour, live in a 60 centimeter enclosure, obviously separated. In both enclosures, we've got a heap pad underneath the enclosures, aspen bedding as a substrate, hides, water bowl, branches, backing, and a light strip. So there's Caesar's enclosure. Panning over to Valentino. He's just kind of a bit similar, but he's just got a fake rock stack in there. So he's got 3 places to hide like Caesar, got his vines and stuff. So basically everything a snake would need. Valentino here, he's very good, still smashing food, still growing. And the funny thing about Valentino is he likes to set up traps. So he kind of go in his hide, wait for me to pick up a bit of poo or clean his water bowl. He would strike at me to either trying to bite me. Well, I think he's trying to bite me regardless. But he's a funny snake when he sets up those traps and trying to get me. Or when he does get me, I'm like, damn it, Valentino, again. So, other than that, he's doing very well with Valentino. Just below Valentino and Caesar, we have my Ridge-tail mono, Roseau. Now, Roseau, he's doing quite well. Training-wise, we're still working on that. He is so far the better goanna to deal with when it comes to training. At least I can pick him up and handle him a little bit, but he's still a bit shy, a bit skittish. But he doesn't want to turn around and bite me, or trying to call the living daylights out of me. Rosie, he's smashing food, still growing, and he's still a crazy little Looney Tune that he is. So overall, there's nothing going bad on his end. He's housed in a 4-foot enclosure, so 120 centimeters. In his enclosure, we've got his sand as his substrate, a fake rock stack, which is pretty much just tile pointing with insulation boards and paint. So it's a lightweight, so I don't worry about him getting squashed. And I throw a bit of sand over it just to help with poo not sticking on. Got his branches so he can climb around and jump around, do his thing. Fake plants, heating UVB. So I've got the infrared projectors. I am thinking of switching back over to the ceramics. And then with the LED light bar in his enclosure, I do suggest these LED light bars. They are great. At least make sure they are a Reptile product, not forward driving or whatnot. Should clear that up before doing anything like that. Water bowl and a proper hide. In that hide there is filled with damp sand, so he can dig around, do his thing, and yeah, sleep in it. Here we have the Menace to Society. This is Ray. Now Ray here is my Roseau monitor. It's doing pretty good. Other than the fact when I do try and pick him up and handle him, or try and do some training time with him, he will often turn around trying to bite me, or when I do pick him up, he will just use his back legs and scratch the living daylights out of me. So I need to trim his claws, as they're getting a bit too sharp for my liking. I can handle pain, but goanna teeth and claws is the next level sort of pain I've got to deal with. But Ray here's doing very well. He's housing at 187 enclosure, so 6 foot in his enclosure. We've got his coconut fibre as his substrate. We've got his water bowl, branch, backing that's destroyed, his hammock, got his LED UVB light bars, his heat, his fake plants, I don't know if I mentioned them, but he's destroyed them too. Got his rocks that he will sit on like he is right now to bask under his heat light, or his heat I should say. He's got his hide that he can retreat into if he wants to. And this guy's now thinking of being an absolute menace. Time to move on, I guess. We're going from one giant lizard to one giant snake. This here is Chris, my black-headed python. Chris is a very friendly, very chilled snake, unless you're going to feed her. When there's feeding time, Chris becomes an absolute nightmare to deal with. However, when there's no food in the equation, she's as friendly as a puppy. And being a 8-foot snake, so almost 2.5 meters long, she doesn't really have a mean body and a bone. And overall, she's doing fantastic. She's also housed in a 6-foot enclosure, so 180 centimeters. In the enclosure, I gave her a whole bunch of aspen bedding for her to burrow into play with. She's moved it around throughout the enclosure, so she's enjoying that. Got 2 big hides for her to hide into. Her water bowl, branch, her light, backing, fake plant, and her heating. That is Chris. On the top shelf of this wall here, we have my children python shelf, you could say. This enclosure here is 100 centimeters, so just over 3 foot. This enclosure here is 80 centimeters, so just below 3 foot. The one on the left-hand side houses 2 children pythons named Aaron and Snickers. Both girls are doing very well. Aaron here is a very shy and secluded snake. We don't see her a whole bunch. The only time I really see her is when I'm going to feed her, which we see now. Other than that, she's a very friendly snake, and yeah, she's not that interesting coming out. Snickers, however, is a very adventurous type, very curious, loves to come out during the night time and cause a bit of mayhem. When it comes to food, she's normally quite gentle, so she'll grab the rat very gently and pretty much starts eating almost straight away, unless she has stupid snake syndrome where she'll take an hour to eat. However, both girls are doing well. In the enclosure, I've got the aspen snake bedding as a substrate, 2 proper hides from the hiding to, a couple of branches, some fake plants, a water bowl, a fake rock stack, which Snickers absolutely loves. She'll hide away and explore all that. We've got the light strip and a ceramic to keep them nice and warm. I should mention while I'm still on the same shelf, Emma and Zula, who are my 2 breeding snake, of my 2 children pythons. Sorry, they're my breeding pair. That's what I'm trying to get to. So sorry about that. So both of these guys are in the next box, just hanging out. Now I have caught them in the act a few times now, so I'm expecting Azula to be gravid. She's not showing any signs of being gravid, but when you see these snakes lock up, it's guaranteed they could lay eggs. So these 2 are doing fantastic. Emma here's been a very good boy, protecting his girl, protecting the environment, and just being, a very good boy in that regard where he's protective, and a bad boy when he's trying to bite me and cause me absolute trouble. Azula, she's a beautiful tempered snake. If rarely she'll bite, or even go to bite me. She's also very gentle when it comes to food. Overall, she's just a very gentle snake, and both snakes are doing very well. In the enclosure, we've got the heat pad on this side to keep them nice and warm. Obviously underneath, so it doesn't burn them. 3 proper hides. Like I said, I've got the nest box for Azula. We've got the water bowl, fake plant, backing, light strip, branches, and rocks. I don't know if I mentioned it, but aspen bedding, as you guys already can see. Onto the other side of the room, and we're down on the bottom yet again. This is another 180 centimeter enclosure. It's another 6-foot enclosure. This houses my 2 dominant pythons, Atrum and Aurelia. Now, we might as well start with Atrum since she's out at the moment. Atrum is doing okay. She's a bit funny with feed lately. So I think she's still in 2 minds if she wants to eat or not want to eat. Like I said in the video probably, we are in winter here in Australia. Around September, October is our springtime. So hopefully when spring kicks back in, all the snakes go back to feeding and cause mayhem for me. So more fun for me to get to come. Other than that, Atrum just hangs out, spends a lot more time out and about compared to Aurelia, which we get to now. Aurelia here is more of a secluded snake. He doesn't really come out as often. Usually he'll be either in one of these hides or he'll be on where Atrum is. Sometimes Atrum and Aurelia do curl up down the front here underneath the heat, but it's not that often. But when it does happen, it's very cute. Saying that, Aurelia here smashes food. He causes a bit more trouble for me compared to Atrum, and we go into that. where he'll just bite me out of the blue. In the enclosure, we've got the coconut fibre as a substrate. I am thinking of an aspen for these guys as well. 3 hides from to choose from. Got the branches that they can perch on, like what Atram is doing here. Couple of vines to add a bit more character. Water bowl. Got the LED UV light bars. Diamond pythons and green tree pythons are 2 Australian snakes that do require UVB. And they also get the heat and a nice beautiful backing. On the next level, we do have another pair of 90cm enclosures, so another 3-foot enclosures. In this enclosure here houses my albino Darwin carpet python, Charles. Charles is doing pretty well. She's a bit funny where she's not the most friendly snake either. She'll strike at me when I annoy her, and she'll eat when she feels like it. So every now and again, probably once a month at this stage, she'll have something small and she'll eat that. That'll be it. She's not the biggest eater, and since she's a bit of a smaller snake, obviously we keep her in a smaller cage. But other than that, she's doing fine. In her enclosure, we've got the aspen as a substrate. As you can see, she can kind of blend in quite well. Got a water bowl, got her hides, a couple of rocks as a fake plant in here to add a bit of character. Her backing, heat, a light strip, and a hammock. Her neighbours are the 2 eldest snakes of the family, Superstar and Graham. Both snakes are doing very well, other than the fact they're not eating. Now, Graham has not eaten during the winter period for the last 10 years. She'll eat during the warmer months of the year. So, other than that, yeah, she's doing just normal. She's fine. Superstar here, this is her first ever winter where she has not eaten constantly. She used to eat all year round, but this year she decided to go off food, which is a bit odd, but she's still very healthy and doesn't, even though these 2 snakes spend a lot more time hiding, they're both relatively healthy. They'll probably come out during the night time and explore and stretch. But like I said, they just hang out for the most part. So in the enclosure as well, we've got 3 places for them to hide. Got a water bowl in the front corner here. Got the aspen bedding as a substrate, fake plant, a rock, a branch that they can climb on if they do feel like that. The backing, the heat and light strip, sorry, not light strip, light bulb as a display light. And last but not least, we go to this top cage here that houses my central carpet pythons, Chappie and Orchid. So Orchid here is in shed at the moment. Other than that, she's doing very well. She's smashing food. She's still the very friendly girl that she is. And overall, spends a bit more time in the hide, trying to keep warm, I guess. Her partner crime, Chappie here, still hasn't eaten in over a year now. So if he doesn't start eating the next couple of months, I might have to do something, a bit more drastic. In the last year or so, I have assessed feeding him a couple of times to give him a couple of small food items to keep his gut going. However, it's getting to the stage now, I'm starting to get worried. So I'll keep you updated on that, guys. These 2 beautiful snakes are housed in a 4-foot enclosure, so 120 centimetres. I do find snakes in general do better in smaller enclosures. That's why I'm thinking of downsizing Atram Morelia to a 4-foot cage as well. Chris will stay in her 6-foot cage as she's a monstrous snake and does need the space. But anyway, I'm getting a bit off topic. We've got 2 big hides for these 2 to curl up into. Got a couple of branches in here from the climb on. I am going to add more branches in here on a later date. Got a couple of fake plants to decorate the cage. Got the water bowl, a ceramic, and a light strip on top of the enclosure. So that'll be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys haven't seen part 1 to the reptile room, I suggest go and check it out. As well, while you guys are here, go and check out all my other videos if you are into reptiles. I do try and upload every weekend. So I'll start saying that now, so it will hopefully help gain more followers, I guess. But anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. I'll catch you all in the next video.